Hello, everyone. I hope and pray that you're doing well. I am here. I've snuck into the grade 3 classroom, Anita Struick's classroom. And, I found on the wall here, actually they're down below, but I put them up on the board here, the classroom norms. They're not the 10 commandments of the classroom, but they're kind of rules of the classroom, guidelines for the classroom. And some of the rules are clearly born out of the story of the class and the teacher, right? Walk in the classroom, probably a rule that was made because maybe people weren't walking in the classroom and other kinds of things. Anyways, one of the rules on here is don't sneak into the classroom and make a video. So that means I'm free to do so. But I'm just thinking a little bit about what's the most important rule. I think if I were to ask you, what do you think the most important rule of a classroom might be? Maybe you might say that it's to respect and obey your teacher. And that the second is very much like it. Be kind and show respect to your fellow students, right? Respect other space. Be kind to others, respect each other's space. And if we would just follow these two rules, right? Respect and obey your teacher in a classroom, and be kind and show respect for fellow students, would there be any more even needed? Matthew tells us that one day there's an expert of the law, and he tests Jesus with this question. He says, "Teacher, what's the greatest commandment of the law?" And I don't know how you'd answer the question, but this is how Jesus answered the question. Jesus says, "The most important commandment is this: the Lord our God is the one and only Lord. You must love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind and all your strength. The second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these." Right, and what a wise answer, by Jesus to that expert in the law. Now, if you can just keep these two commandments, if we could just keep those two commandments, I don't think we'd have any difficulty keeping the rest of them, would we? Sometimes we sing. I think we're gonna sing it this Sunday. Is this song? You've got to love one another. It's the reason we are here. Love God first, and then each other. The richest blessings will appear. And earlier this week, it was Valentine's Day. And as great as it is to feel love, and I'm looking around the classroom for a few signs of Valentine's cards, I don't see them, but as great as it is to feel love, love is always an action word in the Bible, right? And so by loving God and loving our neighbor, Jesus isn't talking primarily about a feeling. Instead, he seems to mean that regardless of how we feel, loving God means honoring and obeying and staying in constant touch with God. And loving our neighbors means acting out of our neighbor's best interests, no matter what, even if personally you can't stand them. And sometimes this is called the law of love, which is, of course, brilliantly simple, the law of love. And in it, every other rule takes a back seat to the law of love. Love God, love neighbor, right? The 10 Commandments, which we're in the midst of, are divided into these two tables, right? The first 4 commandments that we've gone through already are about our vertical relationship with God, right? And the final 6 are primarily about our horizontal relationship with our neighbor. Love God, love our neighbor. And all lesser laws are to be judged on the basis of this law of love. And so in any given situation, the lesser law is to be obeyed if it's consistent with the law of love, and it's superseded if it isn't. Of course, this all sounds so simple, doesn't it? But we know that it takes a lifetime of swimming in God's love to begin to even scratch the surface. The peace of Christ be with you all.